Hey everybody, Chad here on my morning walk. I'm already down here by the bridge, by the way. But in this video, we're going to talk about habits and how habits basically keep us from manifesting, keep us, kind of hold us back. It keeps us, our habits keep us in that cycle of karma. See, most of the time we're in that cycle of karma we don't want to be in. And it's our habits that keep us in this cycle of karma. Okay. But anyway, down here at the bridge, you can see the sign up here. This is really actually a famous bridge. It was built in 1879, a really old bridge. Plus, it's a covered bridge right here. But anyway, I do a lot. It's hot. It was super hot out. I do a lot of videos in these tank tops. These are different tank tops. I think I have probably 50 of them. So I don't wear the same shirt. Just letting you guys know, just in case you guys are thinking that. It's like, oh my God, he wears the same shirt in every video. No. I mean, sometimes I do, but because I film on different days. But anyway, habit. Let's talk about habits here really quick. And I don't want to keep you too long. It is hot down here. You got the creek over here. It's a little bit high right now, just because we didn't have a lot of rain, but when it's been raining, we've been having some downpours. We get a lot of rain in a short period of time. But how does habits affect us? How does habits really keep us in that cycle of karma that we don't want to be in? And what made me think about this is, even in my own life, okay, when I do this morning walk, I'm getting ready, probably in 3 weeks, I'm getting ready to go back to Thailand. Maybe by the time you see this video, I'm going to already be in Thailand. So here, one of my habits is when I get up in the morning, I go on a 2-mile walk. Okay, it's about a mile to walk down here, a mile to walk back. And what I started noticing was that when I would wake up in the morning, if I'm not really careful, if I don't set an attention, like what I'm going to think about, what I'm going to put my thoughts on, okay, if I'm listening to an audio, let's say Neville Goddard, one of his live lectures, you know what I mean? What I started noticing was, like, I would get up and start walking, and I would just immediately start thinking about negative things. Sometimes negative things that's happened, sometimes negative things that hasn't even occurred yet. Okay. And when we keep on thinking about negative things that's happened to us, or things that we don't like, maybe things that another person's doing that we don't like, we don't agree with, and we do this day in and day out, now that's a cycle of karma. Okay. And I started noticing that, like, even with me doing my morning walk here, like a simple morning walk that takes me 45 minutes. Sometimes it takes me an hour because I'm filming a video. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm gone a little bit longer. But what I started noticing was, when I took my morning walk, is when I get in that bad habit, that cycle of just thinking negative, thinking about things I don't want, and it just jumps from one negative thing to another, and one thing I don't like to another. Next thing I know, this is surprising. And next thing I know, I'm done. I'm back at the house. And when I get back to the house, I feel weird. You know, I feel weird, but my mind just basically was just thinking about things I don't like, what I don't want, you know, think about negative things. And it dawns on me, it's like, holy crap. Like, I've walked for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and the whole time I'm kind of walking in a trance, thinking about negative shit, thinking about things I don't like. Okay. And that's the same thing we do day in and day out with our lives. Okay. In different scenarios, different situations, you might have a different habit, a different routine. And, you know, I catch myself. And what's amazing is every time I get up and take my walk, it's so easy to jump right back into that bad pattern. It's so easy to jump right back in the same old thinking patterns. Okay. It's so easy to do this. And I don't know why. I mean, really, I do know why. It's really our conditioning from being very young, what we've heard growing up. And it's a conditioning thought pattern that we just conform to, because really our body, you know, our life and our body runs subconsciously. You know, everything we do out of a subconscious habit. Okay, that's what we have to understand. Okay, we get up around the same time every day. We have the same morning routine. We take a shower. We do things exactly. We do things exactly how we do them every single day. Our thoughts is a subconscious habit, and that's why you're not even if you're not even aware of your thoughts will just drift off into the negative without you even. It's not like we're sitting there thinking, okay, I'm gonna think negative now. You know what I mean? Maybe we have to do that when we're trying to think positive. We're trying to break negative patterns, and that's why sometimes with all these manifesting techniques, it's not so much about manifesting a better life. What we're trying to do with all these techniques is create better habits. That's really what we're trying to do, is break these negative patterns that we do that keep us stuck, that keep us in that cycle of karma. Okay? And when you're stuck in that cycle of karma, and you know what I'm talking about, if you if you have a little bit of life experience and you're a little bit older, you know 100% what I'm talking about. I mean, you can think back in your life right now, and you can sit there and say, why does this stuff keep on happening to me? Why is the same similar things keep on reoccurring? Okay, every month, every 6 months, every year, it seems like the same shit just keeps on happening. That's a cycle of karma. And when we're older, when we think back in our own lives, we can 100% see this cycle and see the cycle I'm talking about. And, when we get into like Neville Goddard, manifesting, imagination creates reality. I mean, all the great old school prosperity teachers taught this. It's not just Neville Goddard. There's prosperity teachers, even like James Allen, Prentice Mulford, that was even way before Neville Goddard's time, that taught this, taught almost identical. They explained it differently, okay, but it really meant the same thing. Is that once we become to realize that my 3D world right now, my present moment right now, I have created. Okay, this is really hard to accept. Okay, but yeah, you got to think about it. When you're on this negative cycle of karma, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, when I'm taking an hour walk every day, my mind just goes in a gutter for an hour. What do you think is going to happen? I do this every single day. Okay, well, what's going to end up happening? My thoughts, all these negative patterns I have, is going to start producing in my 3D world here. I'm going to start seeing it. It's going to be similar things that keep on reoccurring. That's why it keeps on reoccurring, because our thoughts are so on it, and we're producing feeling states around it. Okay. And the whole time I'm walking, I'm walking way down here, at least a mile down the road is my house. So, when you constantly think about things you don't like, things you don't want, people that pissed you off, okay, arguments you have, maybe people lie to you. That's a big thing for me. I hate lies, okay? I hate manipulation and lies. So, I can really get into that, when I start thinking about it. But it produces a natural feeling state because you don't like it. Next thing you know, you're walking, you're trying to enjoy your walk, but you're flipping angry and pissed off because it's producing a feeling state that you don't like, and it's a natural feeling state. Remember what Neville Goddard says. Okay. What comes to you is because you produce a natural feeling state around it, no matter positive or negative. This is how this works. This is the laws of the universe. Okay, every law of the universe has a polar opposite to it. Okay, if there's an up, there has to be a down. There's a left, has to be a right. There's a hot, has to be a cold. Okay, there's a positive, has to be a negative. If there's good, has to be a bad. That's how laws of the universe works. So even when we're talking about feeling states, imagination creates reality. Well, it works both ways. It works on the same spectrum. This is what we have to realize. It works both ways. Okay, if I'm producing feeling states of good, well, what does that mean? Good has to come to me. Okay, but the same thing happens. The polar opposite happens. If I produce feeling states of bad, ugly thoughts, negative, well, guess what? What does that mean? Negative things has to come to me as well. It works both ways. It works on the same spectrum. Okay. So to kind of wrap up this video, it's been like 10 minutes so far. To kind of wrap this up is, what are you thinking about? Are you producing habits like me? Okay, where where you start being aware of what you're doing, you start being aware of your thoughts, and you start picking up. What will happen is you start picking up through your day. It's like, holy crap, like, I spent like 30 minutes cooking, preparing my dinner. The whole time I'm preparing my dinner, my mind was in the gutter for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like lots of times now, my routine now is a little bit shaky here. When I come back to visit family and stuff like that, I have to mold myself to their routine too. You know what I mean? But my big routine is to try to keep down the negative chatter in my mind. Is for one, I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm not saying I never watch TV. I'm a movie buff. I kind of grew up being a movie buff. Okay, but I have to control it. Okay, I 100% don't watch the news. Okay, another thing is social media. I'm trying to get better at social media. Now this is a tough one for me because I'm an entrepreneur. I like to post stuff. I like to post stuff on YouTube, post positive things. But at the same time, I got to control me scrolling. You know what I mean? And seeing negative things and seeing things that basically piss me off. Okay, it puts me in that state. Okay, so I got to control that. When I'm by myself, okay, I 100% do not fall asleep to the TV, fall asleep to movies, fall asleep to TV shows. Okay, because remember, when you're falling asleep, even when you get in a sleepy state, even if you get in a sleepy state to take a nap, your subconscious mind is open. Okay, you're very influential at that point, what you're listening to, what you're hearing. And if you think for a moment that you're not paying attention to it, you are 150% wrong. You are listening to it. Your subconscious mind is taking in all that negative chatter. No matter if you say, I watched this episode, it's not negative. But there's, like with TV, especially TV programming, TV episodes, or season TV shows, is most of the time when I watch them, I can't even get into them anymore. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm just kind of like, dude, every episode, there's always an issue. There's always a problem. There's always arguments. Nobody's ever getting along. And you're watching this stuff day in and day out. It's programming you. Okay, that's what you see. You're mimicking what you see. Your subconscious mind is mimicking what you see. Okay, that's what's happening. And I won't dig any deeper on this. There's a lot of research on this. Even back in the 1950s, there was research on this. Okay, so I pay attention to what I'm watching. Okay, when I start getting sleepy, when I start getting to that one, lots of times I turn off the TV. Even when I'm with my girlfriend in Thailand, I turn off the TV. Even she'll tell you that I don't watch a lot of TV. Even when we sit down and watch a movie, lots of times after the movie, the TV's off. Okay. When she first met me, the funny story, when she first met me, she would come over. And after a while, in the beginning, she was uncomfortable to say anything. But after she got to know me a little bit, she finally was just like, dude, I noticed that you never have the flipping TV on. Why? You don't watch TV. And it's like, because in the beginning, it was easy in Thailand because most channels are Thai and Thai didn't understand Thai. So it was easy to keep everything off. But I was like, yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't like it. Because I think it programs you, makes you start thinking differently. No matter if I sound crazy or not, if they don't like it, they don't like it. That's me. What else do I do? So I don't fall asleep. I don't fall asleep with the TV. I don't do any of that because you're listening to it. When you fall asleep, your subconscious mind is awake. So I don't listen to it. Only thing I do at nighttime, I will lay back, go inside my imagination, drift off to sleep. I will listen to like meditation, MP3s and stuff like that. Sometimes with meditation videos on YouTube and stuff like that. That will help out. During the day, like if I'm working, because I'm an entrepreneur, I never have the TV on. That's just playing in the background, just like almost like ambient noise. That a lot of people will do this. They work at home. They have the TV on. They have Dr. Phil on. Reminds me of my sister. Or they're listening to an episode. I don't do that because your subconscious mind is doing the same thing. Your subconscious mind is listening to all that stuff, and you're playing it all day long. You're listening to it. You're listening to crap all day long. One thing I do is if I want the TV on, if I'm working, I'll have like Neville Goddard lectures playing. Sometimes I follow certain people on YouTube, have that stuff playing in the background. I'll have my Neville Goddard playlist playing in the background, stuff like that. That way, if I just come downstairs, my mind will focus on it for a second. It's like, oh, that's Neville Goddard. You know what I mean? I'll do a lot of that stuff. Even with my videos, that's what I would suggest. Even if I make a long video, I mean, I have some long videos out there, especially when we do like book reviews and stuff like that. I mean, have them playing in your car while you're driving to work. Have them playing at home. Maybe you're not super paying attention, but it's playing in the background. But subconsciously, you pick it up. You want to pick up that stuff. So that's what you have to understand. You have to create little habits, different routines for yourself. And sooner or later, you'll get on better routines. Sooner or later, the negative chatter isn't going to 100% go away, but it can be controlled. And more of your awareness is that, once you're aware of, oh, my mind went in the gutter, you change it. You can flip it. Okay. Or sometimes I'll go home and I'll turn on another Goddard lecture, have it playing in the background. Okay. Something like that. If you have an hour commute, 30 minutes, hour commute to work, okay, besides just listening to songs and the news on the radio or whatever you listen to all the way there, then all the way home for 2 hours a day, start switching it up. Okay, all the cars now comes with Bluetooth. You can hook your phone right up to your car. Like, that's not even an excuse anymore. Well, Chad, I don't have Bluetooth in my car like it was back in the day. Now every car comes with Bluetooth. Now, every car, you can hook your phone up to it. You can listen to whatever is on your phone. Start doing that stuff. I mean, back in the day, I learned this by Ed Mylett. I mean, I used to work with Ed Mylett. I knew Ed Mylett personally. And Ed Mylett trained that, turn your car into a personal development library. Anytime you're in your car, anytime you're driving, you have a personal development CD playing, a success CD playing. Okay. And that's what I did. I mean, for a long time, when I was in my car, I never even listened to the radio. I was so used to not listening to the radio. Even when I would go pick up my friends, we would go out to eat, go to a restaurant, I'd go pick them up, something like that. And the whole ride there, after I pick them up, I won't even turn on the TV. I'll just be talking to them. Or I'll just be sitting there in peace driving. And all of a sudden they would say something to me. They're like, Chad, like, dude, you never listen to the radio? You never listen to music? Like, what's going on here? Because I was conditioning myself so much that every time I was in the car, I always listened to like a success CD. Back in the day, there were CDs, but you had a CD player in your car. This was before Bluetooth, when Bluetooth took over. But yeah, I mean, I conditioned myself to do that. Even nowadays, when I get in my car, it's so weird. I don't listen to CDs anymore too much, but I kind of got out of the habit. But what's weird is, when I still get in the car, I never listen to music. That's what's weird. Okay. So, and to wrap this up, is this, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to, hey, how are you? Good. How bad do you want it? Like, how bad do you want change? How bad do you want to manifest? How bad do you want your dream life? That's what you have to ask yourself, because this is the work that needs to take place. But anyway, friends, have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you comment below. Remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.